Well, hello, hello, hello there. I was wondering where I was. I hadn't hit the button for me to come on. How are y'all today? It is your girl, Sean LeRae, and welcome back to Boss Talk That's Bold. One of a kind, sensational superstars, and that's you. So I'm happy to be back on yet another Wednesday. It is a beautiful Wednesday in sunny California, and finally I can say that and mean it. It is beautiful and sunny and amazing, and I'm happy about that. So we've been having great weather, and I don't know, when I have great weather, it also helps my mood to enhance. So I start feeling good and feeling lively and vibrant and resilient and all those things. How about you out there? So when I, get ready for summer, there are some ways that the mood can be impacted by the weather, the seasons. There's seasonal depression. There's those kinds of things happen, and so sometimes we have to work a little extra hard when the weather's not great, or when we're not feeling that extra boost that we get from just when it's lovely outside. So I wanted to invite you all to work hard and fight for your sunshine, whether it's outside sunshine, or whether it's emotional sunshine, or any of those things. Just fight hard to get the sunshine that you need in your life, because when we're feeling good, we look good. Good things can happen to us. We are open to allowing good to come in. So I invite you all to remember that and to be a stand for bringing the good into your lives. I went on Instagram for the first time in, ooh, God, a really long time. I made a post, and my post was on shifting your mindset. And so I talked about how we can make a decision to shift our mindset. But a lot of times when we want to do that, we want to go all in and do it all at once and just like blow the thing out of the water. And sometimes it's better if you just take any teeny shifts. And when you start to shift, you start to create habits, and you start to be able to really actually shift the way that you think about things. And that's how you shift and change your mindset. So one of the first things that I talked about is being able to recognize the limiting beliefs that you have and challenge those beliefs. Because if we lean into those beliefs, we start to become and operate in a way that makes those beliefs facts. And so if you recognize the beliefs that you have that say that you cannot, that you're not good at, that you're not enough, then you start to behave in that way. So rather than to then roll into that belief, I ask you to recognize it and challenge it, and then shift away from it. And then also practicing gratitude daily, because when we are grateful for things, it's kind of hard to whine and complain when your focus is gratitude. And it's hard to, when we want to shift our mindset, we want to think in terms of what we want, not what we don't want, not what we don't like. So if you focus on gratitude, that makes it that much easier to shift your mindset. And then surround yourself with positivity and support. The saying, you are what you eat. You attract the kind of people that you want to be like, and that's what you surround yourself with. So if you have friends who have great mindsets, who think positively, who are supportive, then surround yourself with those people and that kind of energy, so that you can take that on for yourself. And then another thing is to focus on progress and not perfection, because so much of the time we reach out there and we start doing things and we want to do it just exactly right, and we focus so hard on making it perfect that we get flustered and we get anxious and all those things. So if you practice focusing on the progress that you're making by these teeny steps that I talked about, then you can allow for things to get better and better, and never perfect, because we can always improve. So I just wanted to tap in with that for you all tonight before we get started. because tonight we're going to talk about a woman who was quite an overcomer. She had adversity in her life and she made the shifts in her mindset so that she could make the changes she needed to make so she could get out of the situation that was not working for her. And you all know this woman. We have all celebrated her at some point or another. And recently she went home to take her rest. And that is the queen of rock and roll, Miss Tina Turner. So if you're a Tina Turner lover out there, just go ahead and put it in the chat that you love the queen or what you loved about Miss Tina, because what I loved about her was her sunshiny attitude. No matter what was going on in her life, she always put the sunshine out there for all of us as her fans and her audience to see and to gravitate toward. Now, I have had in my life a queen who truly believes in uplifting others, in celebrating the triumphs of other people. And so it makes sense that this dear friend of mine would be the embodiment of Tina Turner, not only in her spirit and the way that she approaches her life, but in that she emulates Miss Tina Turner on stage to the point where you have to blink to make sure that you're not watching Miss Tina herself. And the wind beneath her wings and her co-partner in the work is her doting, lovely husband, John. And so you all have met this team before, so I'm not going to give you a whole lot of their background. She's a singer-songwriter. He's a singer-songwriter. They have bands that they work through, JDS Entertainment. He's a biblical teacher, a theological scholar, a historian. He knows more about Black history than any Black person I've ever met. And she is a mother, a daughter, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, and an incredible friend. So without another word from me, Boss Talkers, please welcome back Chantel and John, the Steinreichs. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Nice
Hey,
to see y'all.
can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
How are
So
you?
I am great. Thank you for being on tonight again.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have a hello from Mr. William Seals. Hello there, Mr. Seals.
Hey.
Nice to have
Hello,
you
Mr.
again. Thank you for tuning in. And so, Chantel, you look especially beautiful tonight. I like this hairstyle.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Thought I'd pull it back a little bit.
Yes, but you know what it's giving? It's giving 40s.
I like it. That's what I wanted.
Yeah. Is that what you were going for?
Yes.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Thank you. You know, I'm into this whole period piece type stuff. I'm feeling that right about now.
Yes. Well, I saw a photo of you where you were given that as well. That was giving me a little bit of that. What is that actress? Oh my gosh. Come on, John, help me out. It's not Vanessa Red. I think her name is Vanessa. Vanessa
Calloway?
Vanessa Williams?
No, neither of those. But you know what? Vanessa Williams.
Williams.
Vanessa Williams, the Miss America Vanessa Williams, did do some 40s stuff.
Okay.
So yes. But the actress that I'm thinking about was actually living during then. Maybe it'll come to me. Maybe it will.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, in the 40s, that would have been, oh my gosh, no. Lena Horne. Lena Horne was very popular in the 40s.
Yes, but this is a white woman.
Oh.
Vanessa.
No, not Vanessa.
Not Redgrave.
Not Red.
No.
Vivian Lee.
No. Oh gosh, I can't quite
What
get
movie
it.
was she in?
Girl, now you know I don't remember. I just can see her. I can see her. She was in all of those, you know, kind of. It's a little bit Jane Mansfield-y, that look, but I cannot quite. Let me see. Okay, we're gonna take a look here. Well, it was kind of Lauren Bacall-ish. Veronica Lake. Veronica Lake.
There's
Veronica Lake.
oh, Ingrid Bergman.
No, Veronica Lake.
Veronica Lake. Okay.
That's it. Thank you. Love my producers. and William says it's giving him the roaring 20s, which is that too. Definitely that too.
Now let me tell you I don't know if you remember.
Uh-oh. I bet she's gonna say something about Billie Holiday-ish. A little bit. Oh no, I don't know whose side that's on. We're frozen. Are we frozen out there for you all? If you can hear me, let me know by typing something in the chat, because it looks like we're having a little technical difficulty. William, are you hearing me right now? Put it in the chat for me if you are. I think we're having a little tech issue over there in the Steinreich household, but we're good for that. But we'll just keep it pushing until they get recalibrated over there. So who else is here with me tonight? I see that William is here, and so who else do we have in the on the line tonight? Hey, Donna, thank you for letting me know. Miss Donna Earl is in the house. Thank you. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And William says, we're not frozen, but they are. Okay, thank you. Well, they're going to come back, and they'll be back with us in a minute. But I want to talk about, like, Tina Turner. Who out there has a great memory of Tina Turner that they're willing to share? I know one of my greatest memories is a personal memory, because I actually got to go and see Miss Tina. Well, I got to see her twice. I got to see her once in New York, and I got to see her here in LA. I think it was at the Staples Center, maybe, something like that. And hey, Nana's in the house. Nana, did you steal the internet from Shannon John? Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're feeling well. And I know that so Chantel and I had the gift of being invited to see the Tina Turner show by our friend Lisa Martin. Now, we were shocked because she called and said, hey, I've got these tickets. I want you all to go with me. I was at work in some jeans, looking as crazy as I possibly could. I threw some makeup on, went to the store, got some heels, and popped on in there, ready to go. And we had the opportunity to see Miss Tina. We were in the orchestra. It was amazing. And at this time, and that was supposed to be her last show before retiring. It didn't happen. She came back a couple more times. But that show was so amazing. And she actually was on a, I don't know what you call it, in like a little on a little tiny stage that was on a scaffolding that went out into the audience. And at one point she was right over us. And it was the most incredible thing. First of all, I thought it was pretty brave for her to be coming out there flying in the air. But it was so amazing to see such an icon and such a beautiful woman who had been through so much and who was such a stand for resilience. And that is my favorite memory of Tina. And then since then, I've had the distinct honor and pleasure of seeing my bestie do Tina like only Tina could. I mean, Chantel Denise's Proud Mary review is so stellar. And when they get back on here, we're going to get a chance to see some of that. Some footage from them. They're going to talk about how they got started in following Tina and then deciding to do a Tina Turner review, because it is a stellar review. Not long ago, last spring, spring of 2022. Well, no, it was fall. It was the fall of 2022. The Black Women's Network had Chantel Deniese perform for us, doing her Tina, as we did our event talking about pivoting. And who better pivoted than Miss Tina we all got to pivot during the pandemic, but Miss Tina did it all of her life and made it look so easy and so elegant. So they are back. Let's get them back on here. Hey, team.
Hey, we had to make a lot of pivots right now.
I love it.
We pivoted locations where
I
we're
see that.
and we pivoted with the Wi-Fi and pivoted with the
Well,
power.
and now it matches the name though.
Okay, yes, that's correct. Yes, so we
See?
pivoted.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a ghost in the machine.
You know, we're talking about resilience. So here it is.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. The internet is like there's several bars.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's really
That's
weird.
it. And Nana was on. Nana's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
All
you're
right.
back, and that's what's most important. So before we get started, I didn't give an introduction that is at all matching the amazing things that you all do. So why don't you each give a moment and tell the audience about what you're up to?
Ladies first. No.
Okay.
No. Queens first.
Okay, so everybody, I mean, y'all know Shauna Ray and me. We go way back. You gave a little bit of what I do as far as for mothering and wifing and all of that. But just to give the people a little bit what I'm up to lately is I'm currently working, trying to inspire people, women in particular. You know, I'm a woman of worth advocate. And so that's kind of like my message and what I'm all about as far as for trying to contribute to this world. And John and I actually, even though I do that on my own thing, you know, he has his thing which he'll share about what he does individually. But I think together for us, it's just like making music is like our thing, our jam. And what we're currently working on right now is we've been revamping our website. Really focusing on how to level up our musicianship and really take our package to another level, take our brand higher than where it's been. We have great talented musicians and people we work with. I feel like we're pretty talented at what we do, but it is really time to go another level. I believe God has just called us to do music in a different way and to elevate. So I feel like that's what I'm working on currently right now, as far as for us together and the music. And, you know, we still like to do a little bit of Tina whenever we can.
Absolutely.
So
Well,
that's currently what's going on.
I like that word, elevate. That's rich. Yes. Well, Johnny D, tell the people what you're up to. I have many names for him, by the way, y'all.
I'm up to marriage, music, and ministry. Those are the things that up to. Marriage. It should actually be marriage plus family, but that family doesn't start with an F. It starts with an F, not an M. But so marriage, music, and ministry. I'm really focusing on our marriage.
Yeah, we are.
I'm in a season of life when God has blessed me to be able to take a little bit of a break through the retirement process. I'm retired from the 9-to-5 gig for the moment.
Woohoo!
Working on marriage, music, and ministry. I have been a musician for a long time, going back to early 1980s when I started playing, and then we've been performing together since 1998.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have been building an entertainment company called JDS Entertainment for, really, I mean, we started it probably formally maybe 20 years ago and got really solid business wise about 15 years ago. And now we are trying to push it up to the next level. We do multiple different styles of bands and shows, musical theater, and we're just working on a lot of different creative ideas to try to enhance our music profile. We've really been blessed to have worked with a lot of great people throughout the years.
Yeah.
A lot of great clients. We've got, every error that you could make as a musician or a music entrepreneur. Yes, we've made them and we've learned from them. And we're still going and pushing and trying our best to elevate, to have a set list. you know,
We talked about
yeah,
that a little bit.
on our.
You want to explain what the set list is? Because I don't think we
Yeah.
tolerate about this.
Yes. The set list. Okay, now I'm drawing a complete blank on the
Service.
Service. Thank you. Oh my gosh, service. Our concept is service, S, excellence, E, and teamwork, T. That's our set list, and that's the concept that we're really trying to work on as music entrepreneurs. And we think that if we deliver that kind of mindset to our clients, they're going to have just phenomenal events, unforgettable events.
I love that so much. Oh my gosh, that is, yes. So for those of you out there who are not musically inclined or in the music industry in any way, a set list is usually the list of songs that you will play in each segment of your performance. So usually, you know, if you go and the band takes a break, that was set 1. They come back, that's set 2, and they come back for their 3rd set. So I love how you guys have taken that and made that amazing play on words. I hope you don't mind. I kind of like that. I might have to speak to some folks in that language. I love that. Service, excellence, and team.
Teamwork.
That is teamwork. Okay, got it. Teamwork. Okay, I like it. So I love also what you said about you've made all the errors. You've gone down the road. You've had the bumps in the road, but you are of the mindset that service, excellence, and teamwork is going to be your mantra. And I love that because we were talking about mindset, or I was talking about mindset at the top of the show. And when you make those mistakes and all of that, I think they build the foundation for your elevation, you know, because you now know what not to do. And again, the last thing that I talked about was focusing on progress and not perfection. So you guys have actually been building, and all those mistakes and the imperfection of it all helped you to progress to this level that you're at right now. So that is good. And I am excited.
I want to add something to what John was saying is that, you know, this service excellence and teamwork, it applies in the things that we're doing in the areas of marriage, music, and ministry, right?
Yes.
So that's the set list for it all, like for every area. And so we discovered this as we've been doing music, as we've been in our marriage, and we've also discovered it in ministry.
I love it.
Yeah,
that is so good. And I love also that you have merged all aspects of your life in a way that you get to teach.
Yeah.
And you know, sort of be the shining example. You get to be, because you are out there. You guys are both publicly, you know, in the world. People see you, people know you, and you're in front of people. And so the commitment that you guys have to just being transparent, I've always loved that about you. For fighting for it, I love that about you. And that's in all areas, in the marriage, in the music, and in the ministry. So you guys are great examples of what that looks like, to exhibit the teamwork that you have in your marriage goes through your business and through your lives. So thank you for that example that you set. Really. Oh dear. I think we got some more. That internet ghost is out there. He is rampant. Look at him wanting to disrupt our show tonight, but that's okay, because they'll get that figured out, and we will be back. And when they come back, they're going to talk more. I'm going to ask them to talk more about the Tina Turner review that they do, because they started that in 1998. As John said, that was the first band that they did together, and with John on keyboards and Chantel as the lead. And they have had countless backup dancers and singers who have done sort of the Rayettes, the Ikettes. We're talking about Ray Charles all of a sudden. The Ikettes part of the show, and it is an amazing, amazing show. The Steinreichs have been married now for 25 years. And I cannot, that it just blows my mind that they have been married for 25 years. They have, they have 2 girls. like I had to really think about that. They have two beautiful girls, ages 13 and 18, who are my special heart girls. And they have just been, like I said, a shining example of what it is to do marriage music and ministry. So I want to go back and ask you guys again to put in the chat your favorite Tina Turner moment. Like I shared, mine is my William Seal says, well, at least it's a beautiful still photograph. Absolutely. My favorite Tina Turner moment, I shared that with you all. So please let me know your favorite Tina Turner moment. Like, did you maybe watch her on a show? Did you get to see her live? Is there something you know about her story that inspires you? Tell us a little bit about your favorite Tina Turner moment. I also think it's amazing that, I'm so grateful that before she left this earth, that she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because I think that is the ultimate compliment for someone who has had the journey that she had and has overcome so much, and to stand on top and to live life on her own terms. And I think that's what's beautiful. I think that's what any of us really want. And so when I think about the legacy of a queen and wanting to do a proper honoring of Miss Tina, I think that's the first thing that we have to look at, is the fact that she lived life on her own terms, her way, and was brave and resilient, and all of those things that, that emulate what we can all be when it comes to needing to overcome something and needing to get past something, or to work through obstacles and trauma and all of those things that, as a mental health professional, I am, faced with on the regular every single day. And so Miss Tina lived her life in that way. Now, Nana, I know that you must have a favorite Tina moment. Could you share that with us? Or I know that Donna Earl, I know you have seen the Tina Turner review. So tell us about that. What was that like for you to see Chantel embody Tina, because that's what she does. Well, here they are.
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on.
Oh my goodness.
Like literally no bars gone. No, hey, something's wrong with your internet. It just goes.
No.
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe there's something that's is powerful that's going to be happening, and the enemy does not want that.
I think so. I think that could be
powerful happening, and
Yes. Well, why don't you all? I know you mentioned wanting to take JDS Entertainment to the next level, and so before we get into the past of JDS Entertainment, let's talk about the future, because it's out there now.
Yeah.
And so this is the thing that just breaks my little heart, but it's all in love. So you're going to be leaving Cali.
Yeah. I didn't know you wanted to talk about this.
Well, not a lot, because you and I can't handle it much. But yeah, let's put it out there. Because OMG. Look at them. They're so beautiful, the two of them. Look at them with those beautiful smiles. And the internet has done it again. I love it. I love that we get to do this. Well, I think that, hold on, I gotta take a swig here. Well, I think it's okay. This is great for me to get to practice when the internet will not behave. How do you manage a show? And I love it. So, well, as I was saying, we recently had an honoring of the Steinreich family, and Nana and the two beautiful girls. They're back. Here we go.
So this time we're gonna do it on our phone. Should we?
Okay. There you are.
We'll
Oh,
try
and you're
again
still
here.
beautiful as ever.
Yeah, we like, let me just do it on our phone. I don't know what's going on, but hey, let's tighten it up in the back real quick.
All right.
Oh, is that making it better?
Yeah,
Okay.
there it goes.
All right.
There it is. Well, we are talking about a lady who was the epitome of resilience. And so that is okay. We're going to keep doing this thing.
Adapt and overcome.
About it.
Adapt and overcome.
That's it. I like
and
it.
overcome.
That's right. That's right.
Okay,
So,
1 second. I'm going to fix this here. I'm going to twist this here. I'm going to put it on John for a little bit until we can fix this.
hi, John. What's
Hello.
Got it on my little stick.
So, John, what have you been doing with your days now that you're a retired gent?
What have I not been doing? I've been cleaning. I've been packing. I've been making trips to the Goodwill, to the public library, making donations, clearing house. You know, taking the kids to stuff that they're doing. You know, things like that. I've been actually enjoying my newfound time.
Yes, I mean,
I've been recuperating, and I've been home, so I get to be with my wife, and I mean, I'm happy about that. I mean, she's much better company than my computer terminal at my office.
I love it. Well,
we actually for the first time in our career, we're on the set together during this time.
Yes, we did something new this year.
We were. Yes.
We filmed something.
Shout that out. Shout that out and shout out Ricky.
Oh, yeah. So I can't really talk much. You know, I hate when people say this. I can't talk about the project, but it's going to be amazing. Like, I hate when I hear that. I'm just like, well, don't talk about it then. Don't even mention it. But I am put in that situation right now since you asked. So we worked on a project and literally it was doing music for a company that's going to be making their announcement officially soon. But Ricky Westmoreland, she's a phenomenal actress and friend of ours. She actually called us and said, hey, I'm working on this project. You know, they need music. I thought of you. Would you want to do it? And I said, sure. And then she says, well, would John want to do it too? And I was like, well, I don't know. Let me ask. I asked. He was like, yeah. And so the cool thing about it is that we had this whole 40s vibe on the set. So I'm just like, ooh, this is cool. And it was the first time we ever got cast in something together because we've both been on auditions. He's been on auditions. We've been on auditions together as a family, but they'll either book him and the kids or just me. And so we've never been booked together.
Wow. I remember those commercials like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
First time.
Yes. See, all kinds of new things are happening.
Yes.
Already. Yeah.
New. That's one of our
that's our mantras. Word.
New.
Everything new. Everything new.
I
love it. Well, go ahead then and tell them why you're packing, John.
So we're packing because God has called us to a new mission field, really, a new for the next phase of our life. He's been talking to us about making a relocation. We've both been in LA for over 30 years each. 30 plus years. And it's just, you know, we both feel that to one degree or another, we've worked our hearts out here. We've done what we've needed to do in this field. And now it's time to go to a new field. And there's a lot of reasons behind it. We take a whole other show to talk about the reasons why we're landing up. But we're planning on being in the Austin, Texas area, which, you know, having been there, it's a little bit like LA in that it's a music town. It's a college town. It's very vibrant. You know, entrepreneurial women,
rock there. They rock here too, but they're really rocking over there.
It's multicultural too. So I mean, it's similar, but it's smaller than LA. So the pace is going to be a little bit different for us, and we're just, you know, sometimes you gotta pick up and go. I don't know if anybody out there knows the story of Abraham, Father Abraham in the Bible, God told him to go, and he had to pick up, and he took his stuff and he went.
Let's go.
And in the long run, it worked. It worked out. He didn't know exactly where he was going, but when God said go, he went.
Well, you guys have a step up on him. You know where you're going.
We do. Yeah, we know where we're going. We know where we're going. Yeah, and we've been blessed. You know, with the time, particularly the most recent time we visited there, we really were welcomed.
Yeah.
By people we know there, and that does mean a whole lot. It really means something to the heart.
Yes. Well, Mama Donna said that's so awesome. Retirement is cool, and I remember she's been loving it.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
I totally
also
love it.
says that change is good for the soul.
It's so true. You're right. That's 100. We receive that.
Yes, 100%. And I guess, you know, I'm adjusting as, you know, you guys are my family, and it's been an amazing time being your neighbor. You were close.
We were neighbors. We were next door at one point.
Yeah, pretty close, right? And now, you know, you're 15 minutes up the road, and now you'll be a quick flight away.
Well, you know, I wanted to say one thing, because you before we got kicked out and jumped back in, you were talking about the future before we dive into the past. And one of the things that we anticipate for the future, and we have faith in, and that we believe and we desire, is that though we will be geographically residing somewhere else, we will not be completely absent from our Southern California experience, because we have wonderful clients here. We've been building business here. We know great musicians, performers here, and
great friends.
Great friends.
Like you.
Yes, great friends. So we anticipate coming back, that using those air miles for good purpose, and being here to do a service here. We just want to expand our territory and do it elsewhere.
Come on, Jabez.
There you go, Jabez. That's right.
I love it. And you know, I am not afraid to fly anywhere.
I know. We know. We're not even worried about you. I feel like, I mean, a lot of people like probably will be like, it's going to be hard for them with us not here and them having access to us that way. But with you, we ain't even worried, because we know the access it remains.
Jump on a plane.
Jump on a plane. And I got the pleasure of spending that time with you guys in Texas when we went before in 2021. I think it was in the summer 2021. We were there for 13 days, and we had the time of our lives. We celebrated your birthday, John, and got to meet parts of the family I hadn't met before. So I'll be right at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Vanessa. Hey, Vanessa. Vanessa says, like Bishop Ulmer says, I'm repositioning myself. Ooh, I like that. That's
nice.
That's a great way to look at it.
Yes, and she loves your new do. Go on, girl. I love it. See, yeah, so that 40s thing is working for you, girl. It's working. So listen, I want to go and talk about the Queen, Miss Tina Turner. So first thing I want to know is I know that 1998 was your first work together, and it was through the band Proud Mary. So tell us how that came about, and say hi to Candy Lewis. Hey, Candy. Thanks for tuning in, sis. So tell us how you got that started.
Well, so we were married in 97. And now you got to think back, for those who've been around, 1997 was only 4 or so years removed from a movie called What's Love Got to Do with It? So it was still pretty fresh in everybody's mind around that time. And in those days, we didn't have the internet or anything like that. So you couldn't just get on your Netflix and find whatever movie you want. You had to get a video cassette, VHS, and pop it in. And if I remember correctly, we had that
somewhere.
Yeah, I think we had it on a VHS tape, right?
We did.
And then in those days, also there was no Spotify or Rhapsody or Pandora or any of that stuff. You had to buy a CD. So I remember, I bought Chantel the CD of the soundtrack, and there was a time when I would come home from work and she'd be there, and like the CD's blasting, Nutbush City Limits and all the various Tina songs, and she's just singing up a storm, and quite serendipitously, or someone, I was sort of half serious, but I said, why don't we start a band where we do the Tina Turner music? Because we both had done music before we had gotten married, but I had reached the point where I had stopped. I got so frustrated and exhausted with the music industry in Hollywood and trying to make it and all of that stuff. And then I, got very active in church, and then we got married. There's a lot of things going on, and I just really was not practicing my music craft. It'd been a couple of years really since I'd been on stage or done anything like that, but she sounded good and was so happy with it. And like, she sings, I play, we know some musicians. Hey, that'd be kind of fun.
Why not?
Why not? So we ended up pulling together a group of people and, got some bookings, and lo and behold, people paid us to actually perform. And that's really when the light went off in my head. Like,
this is a real thing.
This is fun. We're working together. It's great music, and we're getting out and having a good time. And they're paying us. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much the beginnings of it. It wasn't some master plan. It was like God sort of working in all of these elements of our life to push us in a direction. And then once we started to experience it, then the business, we had to catch up, right? We started to get some success and then the roadblocks and things that happen along with that. And then we had to learn how to do business differently. We had to play catch up.
Yes. I love that story. So Chantel, it's amazing to watch you do Tina.
Oh, thank you, girl.
It really is. And not just because I love you. I mean, because you are so good. It's what's the word? It's enchanting. Because to sit there and watch you, it's like you actually become Tina. Sometimes I can see the face is not your face. The body's that it's you just transform into Miss Tina, which I have always been so amazed and so proud of it. And to be able to share it with the Black Women's Network last year was the pinnacle for me, because it just said to me, like, see, you're right. She's amazing. It's other people see this. It's not just through my eyes as your friend. And I know your heart and soul, but I see your talent, and the two of you working together is always such a treat. And Johnny D counts it in, and I just love it. So when you started, obviously you had a love for Tina, the music, you were listening to the music and singing it, which is how this, John kind of got the light bulb. How did you get so good at it, though? I mean, did you study Tina? Did you watch video after video? How did that happen for you?
It's so interesting, because I actually, just to be honest, I did not know a lot about Tina before I watched What's Love Got to Do with It, right? I had heard of Tina. I had, heard it on the radio, heard people talk about her, blah, blah, blah. But when I watched that movie, and let me tell you, I got to give some credit to Angela Bassett too, because the way she portrayed her in the movie is really what intrigued me. So Angela is such a great actress that she portrayed Tina in a way that made people want to go learn more about Tina.
Yeah.
And I always say that that's the best way to pay honor to someone, is when you get up there and you represent and honor that person, and people want to go know more about that person.
Yes.
That is beautiful. And that's really what I like doing, actually doing this tribute. So that was kind of like what kind of got my attention, right? I was like, this was a Bad Mama Jamma right here. Like, I don't see anybody doing what I saw on What's Love Got to Do with It. And then when I started listening to the music, when I got the soundtrack, when John bought it for me, I started listening to it closely. And being a singer, I'm always inspired by the next singer who is going to show me something amazing.
Yes.
And every song after every song after every song was amazing, amazing. And I just love the tone of her voice, right? The
Yes.
tone is rich, it's pure, it's authentic. There's no one like it. Even me doing it, I'm like, I don't have it down yet. Like I would go over and over just practice. I don't have it down yet. And then, there was that one point where I would go left and good job, like that part where I can hear it in my nose. I'm like, that's it.
It's it.
It's happening. It's happening. So when I started studying her and really just practicing, I would just practice like just one little piece over and over and over.
Mm.
That's when I started to go, there's something happening here. And Tina's got like, she's a belter. She like that range she has is pretty fantastic.
Yes.
And so I'm a belter as well. I like to growl and grit, and I like to give you something nice and rough.
Yeah.
But like primary, so she was just the perfect person for me. And now I love a lot of other singers, but there's no one that I absolutely am the deepest inspired by more than Tina.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got to learn her story, it made it even more powerful for me, because now the songs mean something to me.
Yes.
Now the stories, I can take these stories on. So I think that's kind of the way that really helped me to get to where I am, and I'm still learning. I was even looking at one of her interviews, and I was like, because I don't necessarily talk like Tina when I do my show. You get a lot of Chantel when I'm talking, but you get a lot of Tina as well. But I was watching an interview the other day, and I was noticing how she holds her mouth, and I started practicing that. I was like, okay, can I get that? So it's continual learning. But I think that the best thing I could tell anybody who wants to pay honor to someone is that you really got to sit and really learn the person. If you want to really honor them well, learn who they are, not just by their singing, but try to find out their backstory. Try to find out, watch them when they hit that stage, what's happening in those eyes. And so I started watching Tina's eyes a lot. And one of the things I would tell you about Tina, there was so much life in her eyes. She was always smiling. Always smiling. Her tour, I was on my feet, Shauna Ray, the entire time I was watching her on stage when I went to her concert, because I did not want to miss a beat. Her tour, that 2000 tour, in the 90s, that tour, amazing. And I said, I got to do this. I got to do this. It just, I think that we had gotten paid, like John said, in 1998, moved out the gate. We started getting paid for doing the show. But when you went to see the concert, that leveled us up to a totally different level. Because I'm like, oh, now we got to really, it's a show.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing here. And we've been on tour. We've had people hire us out of the state, out of California. We've been all over. We've done the festivals. We've done the fairs. We know what it's like to work hard doing music. And I can tell you this, many times I was like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. Some of those tours were very difficult in a sense of the work that was on my body.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Well, I have watched you not feel well and take a little nap or a little rest and say a little prayer and get up there and perform like the healthiest person on the planet. And then I know I've watched what it takes out of you, but you are the epitome of what it means to leave it on the stage.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's so true.
You really do. And anybody on here, Mama Donna, y'all can attest. Nana, y'all know. This girl will, it amazes me. I'm a performer myself. And so I love when I love a good performance, and I can honor that in you. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. It's a beautiful thing to watch, even with any of your performances. But I think with Tina, it's so fascinating because it's Chantel Deniese embodying Tina for the night.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so I already know Solicious rocks the house, and that's Chantel Deniese doing Chantel Deniese, which is phenomenal. And to see you take all that energy and bind it up and then sprinkle Tina dust all over it is pretty fantastic. It really is. And I love you answered a question that I was going to ask, so thank you for that, because I was going to say, what would you tell performers out here who are trying to create their own sound while doing a cover band, or whatever it is, or truly with the intent of covering someone else? How do they embody that? So thank you for sharing that. It's more than just listening and to the music and knowing the music note for note and the nuances of the sound, but it's about getting in there and knowing the human being and
Yeah, yeah.
and one of the things I appreciated always about Tina is her allowance to the transparency into her life.
Yes, she totally did that. It was no faking nothing. It was what it was.
Yes, and it wasn't always a pretty story.
No.
Beautiful ending. It had a
No.
beautiful ending.
Beautiful story. The other thing I want to acknowledge too, as you were talking about, you have to do more than just listening to the songs. Great actors. When you think about actors, the really great ones, they've done their homework. You can tell when you see a show. I've seen a couple of shows, and I'm like, I don't think the person did their homework. Some people have bad days. That happens.
Right.
But a lot of times, people are winging things because they're talented. Of course,
Right.
they're talented, so that they get into that space of, I can wing it, or I can do my things. I remember a guy telling me that he, as an actor, he never pays attention to the stage direction, or not the stage direction, but the direction on what's the direction. I see that the direction that's on the script, and I was like, that was very interesting to me. In one way, I can go, oh, he was giving people a little bit of him in that, in that scene, or he was making sure that they got all of him, actually. But on the flip side, I was like, there's a little arrogance with that too, because it's winging it. It's like, no, if the stage direction, if the stage direction or the scene direction says, and he rubbed his face like this, do it.
Exactly.
Why not? If the writer has a story they're trying to tell, right? And Tina's songs, there's a story she's trying to tell, and she tells it well. And so I think that actor, singer, anybody that's performing or entertaining someone should never, I want to make sure we make this clear, should never wing it. I don't care how talented you are. Do not wing a performance because of your talent.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And I think that, the idea of respecting the author, respecting the writer, the screenwriter, the playwright, whatever it is, because like you said, they have a vision. They know what they're looking for. It's not your play. It's not your, and whenever I've performed, I get really bent out of shape and angry when people don't say the lines that are written on the paper.
Yeah.
And
that's a whole nother show, girl. We're gonna have to do a part 2 because we got some tips for that.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what John mentioned earlier: service, excellence, and teamwork.
Exactly.
So if you don't have that mindset, you just kind of like do it your way, and it's not really about your way. And I don't care how great if you are as an actor. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter who you are as an actor. You can be A-list, B-list, C-list, whatever you on, how many awards you got. If you are showing up to a performance, winging it off your talent, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Because there's a disrespect to the art.
I want to tell a little bit of a story of our history.
Yes,
and discuss a little bit about this concept of, leaving it on the stage and really embodying the character. So I'm going to say this is around 2003 or so. And we were in Bakersfield, California. Okay. in the mud.
Dust.
I mean, yeah, they set up a stage like in the dirt field, right? And there's mud, and it's not the most glamorous kind of setting. Like the amphitheater was over there, and they had what somebody else there. I'm like, how come we're in the mud? But anyway,
Yeah, we were in the mud.
we went there and we did the show. We did the Proud Mary show there, and the people were, they loved it. They had a great time in spite of the mud. And if I remember correctly, those were the days when you're bringing the kids on the stage, and having fun. And there was one little girl after the end of this show came up to Chantel and said, "I loved your movie." And so basically this kid thought that she was Angela Bassett. And to me, that was like a testimonial to how well Chantel had prepared, how well she had studied, she convinced this child that she was actually the actress in the movie. And it basically shows the craftsmanship when, if you're doing live music and you're performing in a band, whether it's your original band, if it's your original band, you can create whatever persona, right? You have total flexibility. If you're doing a cover band, you can bring some of your persona in, but you still have to give, the music as it is, and you try to interpret it so that the people will like it. When you get to the tribute band level, now you're partway between like a cover band and a musical theater piece, which is a whole, that takes a lot of gears. But a tribute band, particularly the artist who is the tribute center. I mean, I'm the keyboard player, so I don't have quite as much acting to do. But the women in our group who are up front, particularly Chantel, have to do an extra layer, right? They have to come with a lot of gears. They got to come with the voice. They got to come with the dance routines. They got to come with the wardrobe, the hair and makeup, and an element of embodying a character as an actor. And really like, that is not an easy, that alone is not an easy task to do. So you have to put all of those elements together, and to do that convincingly is challenging, particularly when you're emulating a figure like Tina Turner, who really is larger than life, who is world renowned. Everybody knows what she looks like, sounds like, her mannerisms. People of all ages, down to little kids, knew who she was. So that's, a tribute to you for the work that you do in all of those areas as an entertainer. It's not just one. Got to put you're shifting gears the whole time.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Yes. I mean, as an entertainer myself, I have learned so much from watching you. I learned from you how you command the band. To me is amazing. And I've tried to emulate that with my band. It's like, oh, that's how you get them to do this. Oh, that's how you, just being like, just in control of it, in charge, and still elegant, and still all of the things that you want to be on stage. And so to watch you perform in any way, in any element, is a beautiful thing. Solicious. I watched you do Broken Toys, when you were with them, and so just but my favorite thing, honestly, is the Tina Turner thing, because I just get to just see you transform. It's like you take a pill and then so Vanessa said, will Chantel do more of Tina? Can we get an encore? So they will continue to do Tina, but what we're going to do now is we're going to get an opportunity to see some footage of Proud Mary, the band. And so,
did you get the video that I just emailed?
Yeah. Is that, yes, I saw something said we sent the video, that text.
Yeah,
I got it.
It's in your email, that one.
Yes, I got it right here, and I'm gonna open, and let's see what happens.
This is like a history of some of the stuff we've done, and then a little clip.
Okay, we're doing it through Media Player. So quiet. All right, okay, there. So let me do this right here. Bear with me, Boss Talkers. Here we go. A little bit of Proud Mary. Share tab and audio. Here we go. I already downloaded it. Let's see. Okay. All right, here we go. I think it's going to go this way. There she is.
Oh, you gotta be good to me. Yeah, that's how it's gotta be now. 'Cause I don't have no peace, but you used to call it truth. You better be good to me all the time. Ooh, that's fire. Is that all right and
Oh, yes. Here we go. Thank you.
You're
So that's
welcome.
a little bit of history there. So if when you get over there, you'll probably still be getting calls to come back out, because I know you guys have always done the OC Fair and those kinds of things. So you'll probably still be getting those calls.
Yeah, we especially now too, because with Tina's passing, a lot of people really want to hear her music right now.
Yes, of course.
And so, we haven't pushed the issue of, like, we haven't called any agents or any festivals or any places, because we were like, for us, I felt like we were grieving, because Tina's been a part of our family for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids know the routines of Proud Mary.
Yes.
They know the songs. And so we just did not feel it, that it was the right time to be trying to put together the tribute. Let's go and do a show, y'all. Like, I felt like I was deaf, like we were grieving. We didn't want to do that. And we were asked, we were asked, oh, is there going to be a show? So I believe that there's going to be a show when God aligns it.
Yes.
And so I'm not pushing to do anything right now. I'm just taking the time to get myself prepared for what's to come.
I love that. I love it. I do. Well, if you got just a little taste of it right there, that you can go, where can they find more footage of you and doing the Proud Mary tribute, the Solicious, JDS Entertainment? Like, give us your links. Go ahead and put them in the private chat, if you will, and then we'll get them up for you.
So let me give it to you, because the phone is kind of hard to put.
Oh, that's right.
You're on the chat. We're on the phone right now. But we literally, you can go to jdsentertainment.net, and that kind of like tells you about our company. And there's a page on there that shows you, like, pictures and stuff. And there's a video of Solicious, Doc Rocket, and Proud Mary. So you'll see, because we have 3 bands that we've been focusing on over the years, but now we're basically bringing this to one big family pot of stew. So it's not necessarily like, oh, it's Solicious, oh, it's Doc Rocket, oh, it's Proud Mary. Proud Mary definitely will have its own name, but the other bands, we're going to start like partnering with each other a little bit more. These musicians from Solicious will go and help Doc Rocket when need to. And it's all just going to be under JDS Entertainment. It's really not going to be pitched by a band per se anymore. We feel the need to really bring the community a little bit more together that way, because some people have strengths that the client need that they may want to have, say if they have rock and roll, maybe our bass player can fill in because he can play rock and roll really well. You know what I'm saying?
Right, sure.
So we don't want the separation anymore. It's not really like it was done purposefully. It's just that the bands were set up that way.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and it's all about new. So that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Well, you guys, we are at that time. I gave us a little bit more time since we had some technical glitches. But it's been really wonderful hearing from you guys tonight and getting to see and hear more about, your thoughts on our queen of rock and roll, Miss Tina Turner, and just about, what you're doing. And John, I want to give a second for you to share a little bit about some of the things that you're doing ministry-wise, because I know you have your podcast. I know you have your 5-minute ministry. And so tell us about that. Tell the Boss Talkers about that.
Well, the 5-minute ministry, it's my project that I started this year, putting up 5-minute Bible teachings. I'm trying to get a lot of God in a short amount of time.
I like it.
And I've been on a little bit of a hiatus with it because I've had so many things going on. But I do have one that I is ready to record and put up, and you can find that on YouTube. I also do an audio podcast of something called God and Government, where I talk with a friend of mine who his name is Mark Richardson. He and I get on, and we sort of we try to filter what's going on in the world through a biblical lens and try to make sense of what's going on using the Bible. So those are things that I do. That you can find online under those names.
Yeah, I listened to bits and pieces of your last podcast about red. What is it?
Wednesday. No, the red. Yeah, we were talking. Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I didn't quite like the way you were trashing Cali, but Cali politics. But you and I had that conversation offline often anyway. So. But I love what you're doing, and I'm grateful and proud that you're getting it out there, because the things that you talk about are definitely important and need to be heard. So thank you for that. And then Chantel, you're a podcaster too, so tell us about yours.
Mine is called The Nitty Grit. The Nitty Grit is about celebrating others, in particular women, highlighting what they're doing out in the world, and just taking that time to have those kind of conversations about what we're doing, similar to what you're doing tonight, highlighting people. So I like to put the spotlight on folks, and it's random people. It's not like it's some celebrities or anything. I like to take everyday people out of the neighborhood.
Yes,
and showcase them.
Yeah, who is it that says ordinary people doing extraordinary things? And I love that. Absolutely. So you heard it here, Boss Talkers, The Nitty Grit. And you can find that on Thursday nights at 6:00 on Facebook and on YouTube, right? Yes. And John is on YouTube with God and Government and 5-Minute Ministry. So look them up, JDSentertainment.net and ChantelDeniese.com, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Very good. Great. And I just want to give a shout out to my sister, Vanessa Bell Calloway, who has a film coming out that she directed and is also in it. And I'm excited because she plays a therapist. So it's called Black Girl Erupted. So be on the lookout. It's going to be on BET, BET Plus, and her too, I think. So I will get the definites. And so follow me. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, where's the other place? There we go. livinglovedhealing.org is my therapy website. If you need some coaching, livinglovecoaching.com, and on Instagram at livinglovedhealing, Facebook the same. I have a nonprofit that I'm excited about. It is called the William Joseph Brinkley Center for Cultural Affirmation, in honor of my late husband, William Joseph Brinkley, the Brink. And we are doing our first fundraiser on July 22nd, and that will be at Emmy Lou's place. Emmy Lou is a world-renowned artist he does colorful and rich paintings depicting music and life. And It's there's a lot of Black and African themes in his art, a lot of women themes in his art, and it is going to be on the 22nd of July. That's a Saturday night in Beverly Hills, 418 South Clark Street. I wish I had put the let me put the link in there for the good old what do you call it? Eventbrite, because you need to RSVP. So if you don't, then there will be no chicken wings for you. So we want to put that up for you if I can find it quickly. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Just 1 second. Hold on. Stay with me, y'all. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. All right. So that's the Eventbrite link for Beverly Hills Jazzy Music and Art Extravaganza. The tickets are free. But again, if you don't RSVP, there will be no chicken wings for you or a glass of wine either. And coming Black Silk, we will be making our debut performance post-pandemic, post-master's degree, like all of that. So I'm really excited about that. And also want to give a shout out to Rochelle Chappelle of the Healthy Hair Bar for my new do. I just went and got another cut, and stay tuned because we're going to be doing some more fun things with my hair. So y'all, again, thank you, Steinreich family. I love y'all. And I'm so glad we got to have you on tonight. And we will see y'all again. I thank you once again for tuning in. I know you could have done anything on this beautiful sunny Wednesday evening, but we are so glad that you chose to spend it with us. We'll be back next week on Wednesday at 6:00 p.m. And y'all know what to do. Live loved. And shalom, y'all. Peace.
Bye.